Hi guys, and welcome to Trucking Along with Kiersey. That's me, your positive voice in trucking. Prime has once again played around with the number of miles we have to do in TNT. They do this every couple years. Some people love it, some people hate it. People argue back and forth. Prime is going to change with the economy. Prime is going to change with the availability of trucks. This is something that Prime does. One of the greatest things about Prime is they adapt. They're going to figure out a way to make sure that we're all still rolling, that we have money coming in. You know, they just don't completely just ridiculously overhire and then nobody's making money, and they won't underhire so that we don't have enough drivers for freight. It's a great thing that I love about working for Prime. And when you have an owner like Robert Lowe, he gets to make the decisions. That's it. He has nobody to answer to. You know, a lot of these big companies have to worry about their stockholders and investors and stuff, and when it comes to Robert, he just decides, hey, this is what my really smart advisors told me to do, so this is what we're going to do. And, you know, and my experience here of 7 years, it's been 7 years last month. My experience here of 7 years has taught me that Prime is going to be flexible and they're going to adapt. So, with that said, training miles have now increased back to 50,000 miles and 60,000 if you come in with your CDL. This is nothing new, people. It happens all the time. And, you know, it's actually a good time for you to get experience with your winter driving. As a trainer, I can say that when I get a really good student that I feel comfortable allowing them to drive and I'm sleeping, it can turn it into a really good experience, because this person is going to want all the knowledge I can give them. They want all the experience I can give them. So in that type of situation, it can really be beneficial to both of us. If I get somebody who I can tell they just want to get through their miles, they don't even want to learn anything, they just think they have all the answers to everything, it's not so much a good experience for either one of us, because I'm one of those people that I treat everything like a learning experience. I'm going to teach everything as a lesson. And, you know, somebody that thinks they know everything and they just want to get to that X number of mile mark, they're not going to like me. They're just not going to like me. Now, as a trainer, you know, if it usually takes a few weeks to really feel comfortable with somebody driving. It takes a few weeks where you can get to the point where you can sleep. So when they extend the number of miles, yes, I'm able to sleep longer, really, because rather than being on the truck with somebody for 3 weeks and then having them another few weeks till they hit their 30,000 miles, then I have to go back to not sleeping for 3 weeks. I get that better driver longer, and then it allows me to sleep better, honestly. And that's what a lot of, especially lease ops, you know, they're going to want, because let's face it, most of the TNT trainers are lease ops. Lease ops make their money in TNT. Company drivers make their money in PSD. So it makes more sense to have the lease ops training. And then because the lease ops are responsible for any accidents that students have, you know, they have to pay the deductible. They'd have to pay any negligence fees, that kind of thing. They'd have to get the truck repaired. And you know, even if the student caused the accident and the truck has to go in the shop, that lease op has to pay for the hotel bills for both of the people. So, you know, there's more liability with that lease trainer. So I can imagine that having somebody on the truck who's a good driver that you can keep on the truck longer is going to be good. However, when you get somebody who is a bad driver and you can't sleep while they're driving, or they're just really, really annoying to the point that you just want to go, "Arr!" Then it's not such a great experience. I did have somebody on my truck that she was supposed to do 30,000 miles, and guess what? I couldn't deal with it. I got to 18,000 miles, and I just couldn't sleep, and she was really unsafe, and I just wound up telling Prime, you need to take this person off my truck. I don't care what you do with them, but they can't be on my truck. And, it was really that was really the only person that I ever really truly gave up on. And I don't feel bad about it, because there's only so much that a trainer can do as far as give you the tools and the information you need to make proper decisions. If somebody's not going to drive my truck safely while I'm on the truck, standing there next to them, telling them this is what you need to do, they're not going to be safe on their own truck. And I personally didn't want that person on the road anymore. She was going to kill somebody. This is not to say that they won't go back to 30,000 and 40,000 miles again. They very well could. What I don't like is the argument that people are making, going, oh, well, it was 30,000 miles, but they had to wait for trucks, and you're doing another couple weeks, 3 weeks on the truck, so you're doing 50,000 miles anyway. Okay, well, guess what? Now they're going to do 50,000 miles plus still wait 2-3 weeks for a truck. Who wants that? Nobody. And then most likely, new people do stuff. Guess what new people do? They hit stuff. They get tickets. So then they're going to get an added 10,000 miles on top of that. So, no, you could feasibly wind up doing, if you're coming in with a CDL, you have to do 60,000, and then you do something stupid and you hit something, you could feasibly do 70,000 miles. That's a lot of truck miles, and it's truck miles. Understand, it's truck miles, both the trainer and the student. But still, that's a lot. And people keep asking me to TNT them. I'm sorry, I can't do it anymore. I did Cassie, and I did Valerie earlier this year, and I did Tira, but, it takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot of energy out of me. And I'm perfectly happy now. I can help so many more people doing PSD, because I get people done faster. But I can tell you that when I did TNT through the summer, through the winter, and I did appreciate that, because it did give me winter driving. I was not prepared though for Wyoming. So when I do TNT, when I train through the winter now, I make sure that all my students go through snow. I make sure that I won't say, oh, I'm just going to take over. No, I make them do it, because they're going to have to do it on their own. So they need to get past that fear. I'll make sure that they go over mountains. I usually have a curriculum where I'll say, okay, guess what? You're going over Grapevine, you're going over Donner, you're going over Cabbage, because you have to get people to get past that fear. I had a student, Michael, that he was great, and he was terrified of Wyoming. He was from Mississippi. So we went back and forth across Wyoming so much that at the end he was like, ha ha ha, I laugh at Wyoming, ha ha ha. So I do think that there are some people that really, really need the extra miles. I also think that there are some people that really don't need the extra miles. I think that some trainers can effectively train people faster. So I almost feel like there should be a better evaluation process when somebody upgrades, or when a trainer says, hey, I think this person's ready to upgrade. Because I'm going to be honest with you, 3 weeks on a truck with me, and most of my students are ready to go. That's the truth. And one of the reasons is because I make them do everything. They're doing everything with me sitting there. And it really makes me feel good that, like Cassie and Valerie, you saw them on my truck. Maureen from a couple years ago, if you watch some of my older videos, Maureen is still out there driving. She's on a dedicated route. She's perfectly happy. She's still in her lightweight truck, and she's doing well. Everybody always thinks that the grass is greener someplace else, or they think that their way is the only way and nobody else has any answers, or they're not open-minded enough. And people have accused me of being that way, but I really just want people to have all the information that they want and they need to make informed decisions. Tell me what you think. Do you think that you would want more miles in your training or less miles? Do you think it's a good idea to have more miles during the winter time? Oh, and keep in mind that last time that Prime did this, when they changed it back to 30,000 miles, anyone who was beyond 30,000 miles then got upgraded. So even though you were told in the beginning you needed 50,000 miles, once you hit that 30,000, when Prime, scaled the miles back, they didn't hold you accountable for the 50,000 that was enacted when you signed on. They just allowed anybody with more than 30,000 to upgrade. So all is not lost. And in the end, it's really a really short time period. Yes, that's my cat's tail because she has to, come here. You want to say hi? Look, say hi to the camera. Look. Yep. All right. Get out of the way. So anyway, yeah, her name was Aja when I got her, AJA, and then I introduced her to somebody here in Springfield, and they start calling her Princess. And let me tell you, she is just as snobby as I am. Seriously. All right. So tell me down below, do you think that 50,000 miles, 60,000 miles is a good thing, or do you think it's a bad thing? Would it keep you from coming to Prime? There's something I want to hear. Would you not come to Prime because of the 50,000 mile upgrade? Like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I hope to see you out here trucking along. Bye.